Hackett invited my wife and I over to his house for this. I was producing his show. It was the old Groucho Marx format of You Bet Your Life. So Hackett invites my wife and I over for a casual dinner. And so I wore my, I've been a cowboy all my life. I wore my Tony Lamas and my jeans and Wranglers, and we went over to Hackett's house for dinner. And Hackett was wearing a baby blue jumpsuit with a revolver in his front pocket. And we get inside, and George Segal and his wife are there. And George is nice, but I'm the game show guy, and he's an actor, And so then Glenn Ford and his wife walk in. And Glenn had just married a girl about 40 years his junior. She was one of the dancers on Dean Martin's, one of the Gold Digger dancers. And she was 40 years younger than Glenn. He said it was like barbecuing a steak with a pilot light. But he was dressed cowboy, okay? And man, I'm such a cowboy fan. There he is. That's Glenn Ford, man. And now Segal gets a little nicer, by the way, when Ford comes in, And then Cary Grant and his wife walk in. And I'm going, oh my God. I'm shaking hands with Cary Grant. And he was dressed real casual. He had a dark blue double-breasted suit on, dark blue tie, white shirt, dressed to the nines, tan. And I'm shaking hands with Cary Grant. And he says, I've got to sit next to you at dinner. I said, why? He said, well, Barbara and I watch the Newlywed Game every night. Cary Grant watches the Newlywed Game? I couldn't believe it. He says, oh yeah, we're a real couple. I said, what do you mean you're a real couple? He says, Barbara and I only have one toothbrush. I went, oh God, that's so much more than I wanted to know about you. But I sat next to him at dinner, and it was a fascinating evening. That's all I can tell you.
A Buddy Hackett dinner party had Bob Eubanks, Cary Grant, Buddy Hackett, George Segal.
Yeah, and Hackett had a gun collection. And it looked like he had this behind glass. He had every gun that ever existed. He was an interesting guy to produce his show. I went to him before, because I heard he was tough. I remember Johnny Carson said one time to him, he says, "Do you get a royalty off Cabbage Patch Dolls?" Yeah, I thought that was a very funny line. So I went to Hackett, and he was in Las Vegas appearing, and I said, Hackett, I understand you yell and scream at people. I said, I just want you to know right off the top, you ever yell or scream at me, I will turn around and walk away. You'll never see me again. He says, Bobby, I'll never yell at you, I promise. And he never did. Oh, he yelled at everybody else. But he had to have the studio 67 degrees. And I went to him, I said, Hackett, you could hang meat in here, it's cold. He says, Bobby, let me tell you something. Laughs rise when it's too hot. And people can't hear the laughs, and so consequently, nobody laughs. So it's got to be cold. I said, okay, Hackett.